Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a week of Too Spooky for You. I am Jay Smith, and I am back with something a little bit different than yesterday's for sure. So, what we are looking at today is not really day one; it is day two of the series. But it's another Asylum Jam game. This one is called Her Pound of Flesh. It's a short piece of interactive horror about heartache. It's by Liz England. All of that kind of stuff is on the side. It's just at Liz England at Twitter, evidently. So what this is a short interactive story, and what I'm going to be doing is probably just reading it, and I'm going to be clicking as I go along. But I don't think there's going to be too much commentary, so kind of take it as a horror story. So you don't necessarily need to watch because I will be doing the whole narration for you. So if you need something to be too spooky on Halloween or just want in a spooky mood, stick around, listen to it, and just listen to it, and when we'll start this off. So again, it's on asylumjam.com. I will have links in the description for that. Without further ado, though, here goes nothing. Day 1. She's dead. You remind yourself that every day since she's died. But her scent still lingers in the carpets, the blankets, the very walls of your apartment. Her clothes lie scattered on the floor, reminding you. No matter how far you've run, you can't seem to escape her. Maybe you don't want to. Today will be different, you tell yourself. Today will be different. You close the door behind you and lock it, sealing yourself inside your apartment. The blinds stand closed against the sunlight. Clothing, mail, and random artifacts of your life litter every surface. Fruit flies dance around the sink in the kitchen. Your phone screeches and buzzes in the quiet apartment. You put the phone up to your ear and sit down on the sagging couch. "Hey, hey, hey," the caller says, and you recognize the voice. "How you doing?" You make a non-committal noise. Ugh. "So, buddy, you told me you'd have something for me today. I've got a couple of buyers that are very interested." His excitement grates your ears. "You've got what I'm looking for yet?" "No." You swallow, but your throat is dry. "I ran into some problems, and I couldn't get it." The words tumble rapidly out of your mouth. "Look, I can try again in a few days. I'll figure something out. Make sure you call me when you do. You're my most reliable source, you know." His excitement is replaced by a cool, measured voice. A dangerous voice. "Of course." You turn off the phone. You pull out a single test vial with the words Prime Q-Tech printed around the seal. It shines even in the dim light. A small pink blob sits in a clear liquid. The culture floats as you tip the vial. So much work for such a little thing. It has potential, but it's not ready yet. There's still something else you need. You go into the bathroom and flick on the bright fluorescent light. A pile of empty toilet paper tubs litter on the floor around the toilet. Yellow and brown stains blot the white tiles. You haven't cleaned in a while. Her makeup products are still scattered around the sink. The mirror sparkles in the light sky with dots of toothpaste and spit. You check the shower. Gray stains mar the white porcelain and blend into brown tiles on the wall. Her shampoo and conditioner and face wash and razor still sit unused around the rim of the bathtub. You take a screwdriver to the drain and open it up. You dig in there where your fingers and pull out clumps of slimy hair. The spare bedroom is tiny, made even smaller by boxes on the floor stacked shoulder height. They all say her name like a silent chorus. A table stands cluttered with metal and glass instruments. They all have property of Prime Q-Tech emblazoned on them. A large machine sits on the left, square with a thick metal door and several dials of temperature and humidity. You sit down, You pull out a petri dish and blow the dust off of it. You take out the vial and break the seal with a satisfying crack. With a pair of long tweezers, you pull a small piece of pink flesh from the solution and place it on the dish. You place it under the microscope. They are active and lively. You take out the hair, still slimy from gathering water and soap and bodily fluids as they pass through the shower drain. You twine the hairs around your fingers and rip it until you only have a small wad of hair knotted upon itself. You place it on the petri dish and mix it with the culture. You place everything in the incubator and swing the large metal door shut. You turn the handle and seal the specimen in. The temperature and humidity inside the machine rises. There's no way of telling when the process will be complete. There's no way, and there's no much else to do. You lean back and close your eyes, thinking of her. Tomorrow, you will know more. Day 2. She's everywhere, even in your dreams. You look out from your childhood home, and you see her walking towards you. Dead-eyed like her corpse on the coroner's table. She reaches out her arm. You shut the door. You can hear her outside, shuffling and thumping against the door. You wake up in the chilled sweat, aware of every inch of your skin. Your palms are clammy. It takes you a few minutes to figure out where the sounds are coming from. They are coming from the incubator. You press your ear up against the warm steel. You hear nothing for a moment. You almost give up, but then it starts again. A thud against the hollow interior of the incubator, followed by a shuffling noise, as though whatever lay inside were testing the boundaries of her prison. You open the incubator. You hear the hiss as the seal lifts. You feel the warm, sticky air as it hits your skin with a familiar smell. You close your eyes to bask in her scent for a moment. You see a small, round lump of flesh the size of a football. Her skin is pink and soft, like a babe's. Soft brown hairs, sparse and thin like hairs on your arm, grow in patches along the side of the top of the flesh. She shudders as the cold air in the room invades her space in the incubator. You reach out hesitantly. You stroke her hair softly, letting your fingertips brush along the fine filaments. You rub your hand against the roots, feeling them tug and spring as your hand moves across the lump of flesh. It feels all wrong. You smooth out her hair. You wish you had a brush, but the one she left behind was too large and heavy, too harsh for such soft flesh. Your fingers shake. You touch her skin. It's soft like a baby's, so soft and smooth. A babe newly born. You take your hands together to lift her gently and rotate her onto her side. Is it her side? You're careful not to bruise her newly formed flesh. Dry flakes of skin fall to the floor of the incubator. You head to the bathroom and open up the medicine cabinet. Shaving creams and perfumes and makeup and hand sanitizer and tweezers and everything she had before she left you. You kept it all. Her lotion is in there. You squeeze some onto your hand. You could smell the artificial aloe and lavender. It's how she smelled after a hot shower as she climbed into bed with you. You return to the spare bedroom with the lotion. You moisturize her carefully, massaging the lotion into her skin. There are no bones, no cartilage, nothing hard, no crevices. She's a blank canvas painted now by you in her scent. You bring your face up close to her soft skin and inhale deeply. Flickers of memories run past your closed eyes. You wish you could hear her laugh again. You let your hand linger on her skin. Soon. You close the incubator door and lose sight of her. You place your hand on the steel door for a few moments. You'll just have to wait until tomorrow to find out. You wake up in your bed, your clothes wrinkled and smelling of sweat and anxiety. Your stomach rumbles. You avoid the spare bedroom and go into the living room. It is dark and musty. The brown carpet hides months of stains. On the kitchen table lies some leftovers from earlier this week. You pick at them absent-mindedly, shoving bite-sized blocks of vegetable soy meat, replacement products into your mouth. It does not settle your stomach. You enter the spare bedroom. The incubator door is closed. You don't hear anything. You open it, releasing the seal. Her flesh spills out in a wave of pink dotted with patches of thick, curly brown hair. Her skin is red where it had pressed against the door of the incubator. She touches the sides of the incubator in all directions, pressing and growing into the metal, molded by it. You slip your fingers into the corners of the incubator, between the steel wall and the warm, pulsing flesh. You sense a heartbeat. You squeeze and pull. You can feel lumps under the skin where bone and cartilage seem to be forming. The skin is thicker than it was yesterday. The blob of flesh slowly exits the incubator into your outstretched arms. You cradle her in your arms and absent-mindedly stroke her hair, now thicker and coarser than yesterday. You feel the bony protrusions under her malleable flesh and wonder which will turn into hands and eventually fingers. You wish you could hold her hand again. You look back at the incubator. Can't put you back in there. You cast your eyes around the room. You carry her into the bathroom and use your elbow to put apart the shower curtain to display a large, deep tub stained with yellow and gray with dirt. Dark black and brown mold grows in the gout along the edges of the tub. You lean down and place her on the floor of the tub. As you move, you can feel her wiggle and undulate against you. You look down at her. You sit down and lean on your elbows, watching her within a large trunk. Her white flesh clashes with the black leather. Her skin ripples every once in a while with a shiver, but the rest of the time she moves slowly, her flesh undulating in the soft, calm waves of flesh. You wonder where her lungs are hiding, or if she has any yet. Hours pass. Your arms feel stiff. You feel your hands from your face leaving clammy red marks beneath them. Tomorrow. Maybe it will be tomorrow. Day 4. You wake up again, this time to a knock on your front door. You check the time. It's afternoon. You wait, huddled under your blanket for the knocks to stop. You hear them again, and then you wait. The feet shuffle again, and then turn, growing faint with each step. You recall you left her in the bathtub. You crawl out of bed and straight your shirt as you head into the bathroom and flick on the light. Your eyes hover over the bathtub. A short, thick tendril of rose-colored flesh pokes out from the side of the bathtub, peering over it, searching, feeling. You recognize the misshapen fingernail at the end. It attaches to her mound like a fin. She's larger now, maybe the size of a dog. Her body has developed some form into her shapeless mass. You can see bones stretch against her skin like knots. Her hair grows in patches of thick fur. You reach from the shower knob and fiddle with them until the chlorinated water pours through the rusty building pipes and through the tap. You test the water, it burns your hands. You welcome the red marks from the scalding temperature. You flip the cold water and wait until it feels warm and soothing on your skin. You spray her with the shower head. You can see her fin wriggle as you cover her bulbous flesh with water, cascading across her rosy skin and patch of thick curly hair growing in tufts like weeds. You pick up the soap from the side of the bathtub and wet it under the water. The lavender scent fills the warm, humid room. It's her scent. You lather up the soap and then soothingly rub it under her skin and hair. She has no eyes for the suds to sting. Not yet, anyway. Soon. You spray her with the water before shutting it off. You dry her off with a large cotton towel, the only clean one you have left. You lift her in your arms as you pat her dry. She feels warm to your touch, her hair damp but soft. You lean down to smell her, filling your nose with her beautiful scent. You dry off the tub with a second towel, best you can, before placing her back inside. You decide to just leave her there. Her fin-like hand taps against the side of the bathtub. You can barely recognize her anymore. Maybe tomorrow will be better. You wake up, but you don't feel like you've slept at all. You can taste bile and scum in your mouth. You smell the stale sweat. You sit up from the couch and rub your sore neck. You haven't been to work in days. Did they even notice? You stumble into the bathroom, rubbing your bleary eyes, and look in on her. Her flesh has parted at the very top, facing upward. Two thick pink lips, opening and closing and pursing themselves together. A tongue dances, snake-like, along the edge of her mouth and then disappears back into the orifice. You watch her closely as you move toward the toilet and sit upon the closed lid. Her body twists as though it heard you, her mouth open and facing your direction, and her lips smacking loudly. You see deep pink and purple gums, but no teeth. Her fin thumbs along the side of the tub and then crawls over it, longer than it was yesterday. She does not appear to have the strength to move herself yet. You peer into her mouth, realizing her tongue is dry. Her lips have begun to crack. You decide what to give to her. You run the tap water in the sink. You grab the cup you use for your mouthwash and append it, spilling your toothbrush into the sink. You fill it with water. You lean over the bathtub and pour the water into her mouth. She flinches as the water touches her, and she seems to drink it up greedily. You leave her there alone in the bathtub and walk into the dusky kitchen. Black, shiny flies hover over the garbage, can be defensively. You ignore them. The refrigerator hums. The pantry is mostly empty, except for a bag of rice and some seasoning packs. You pull out your only clean pan and toss fistfuls of rice in it before filling it with water, not bothering to measure it. You place the pot on the stove, turn up the heat, and you wait. The rice will incubate in there, to grow and become soft. Hopefully. You are never much of a cook. Your stomach rumbles, but you ignore it. The rice is for her. The timer on the oven beeps after 20 minutes. You feed her the freshly cooked rice with your fingers, and she eats it up greedily. Your skin crawls at the feel of your tongue against your fingertips as she searches for more. I miss you. Your voice is unsteady and a little more than a whisper, but you see her lips twist. I wish you can come back to me. You hold her fin in your hand. You find yourself speechless as you gaze into her open maw. There's still a chance tomorrow that it will get better. You lay in bed awake, listening. Thump. The sound is coming from the closed bathroom door. Thump. Thump. She's knocking. You know that you need to decide what to do about her once and for all. You need to decide soon. You turn in bed and cast your eyes towards the bathroom door. The light is on. Did you leave the light on? You can't remember. A shadow dances back and forth at the base of the door. What does she want? What do you want? What am I going to do? You ask yourself in a whisper, facing the ceiling with a blank stare. You jump as your phone screams like a siren in the empty apartment. You ignore the phone. You let it ring without even checking the caller, but you're pretty sure you know who it is. Thump. It goes to voicemail. You listen to the voicemail on speakerphone, the sharp, grating voice filling the room. Hey, hey, hey! You know who this is. I just want to let you know. Got a buyer here and, well, I've been keeping her waiting too long. Do you have what I need? Get back to me ASAP. Serious this time. You click the phone off. You know you could end it here and now. You sit up in the bed and rub your temples. You love her. You miss her. You can smell her and, now, you can touch her soft skin. Move your fingers through her curly hair like you always did. Thump. You curl up in a fetal position. It's not quite right. You don't know what went wrong. Thump. You shiver under your blankets, wondering what kind of creature she's become now, and what she'll be tomorrow, or next week, or next month. You swing your legs over the side of the bed and you stand up. You walk into the kitchen. Your fingers tremble as they wrap around a large knife. You walk into the bathroom door and look down at the floor. A pair of tendrils, covered in pink flesh and tufts of fur, snake back and forth under the opening. The door swings open with her weight. She spills out into the room, a large torso of loose, squishy flesh, with half a dozen unidentifiable appendages sprouting from her body. A long mane, black, curly hair goes from just above her wide, open mouth, along her back, and trails along behind her. Her body squishes itself as it moves forward like a snail. You hear the release of suction on the bathroom tiles as she moves onto the carpet. You drop to your knees and you hold her in your arms. Her tendril wraps itself around you. You cry as you hear, as you stroke it. You can feel her breathe on your arm and clink of her teeth. It's still her. Parts of her, anyway. You brush your fingers through her mane of curly black hair. I can't keep you here, love, you whisper to her. But I promise I'll keep you as safe as long as I can. You stand up and go to the spare bedroom. You take the largest box you could reach, her name blazoned on the side with a black marker. You empty the box and bring it into the bedroom. Don't worry, you tell her as you lift her contorted body and place it inside the box. I'll visit for as long as I can. When the train stops, you push your way through the crowded subway and take a lonely staircase. The newsstand headlines blare new terrors. How will she lose the baby weight? Screams one. Hunt for missing school kids underway, sounds another. You head out in the rain, hugging your grocery bag close to you. No one is in the street. Not this late at night. You walk along the sidewalk, your hood obscuring part of your face. After about a mile, you stop to look around to make sure you're alone. You drop the bags and pull a hidden crowbar from within your coat. You pull the manhole cover off and begin your descent. You smell the sickly Sweet lavender fragrance mixed with wet trash as you reach the landing. Colorful clothes stained by water and runoff. Children's clothes in backpacks lie scattered on the concrete. Psst, you whisper into the darkness. Tendrils covered in pink flesh and fingernails snake forward, out of the darkness, followed by a large, shuffling blob of flesh that has filled the entire diameter of this sewer. They take the grocery bags and tear them apart, dragging food back into the darkness. I'll bring you more soon. The tendrils tug your shirt insistently. I won't let you go hungry again. And that is the end of this particular run. There are 4 more endings that I don't currently have, but you're more than able to check those out for yourself. Once again, this one is called Her Pound of Flesh, and it is at asylumjam.com/submissions/50-her-pound-of-flesh. This has been a really interesting episode of a week of Too Spooky for You. I hope you enjoyed it. Kind of a weird turn of events that happened here, but I don't know what I was expecting. That was, for the most part, a completely blind run of this, so I hope you enjoyed it yourself. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Also, follow me on all the social media platforms that you can. Twitter.com/JSmithOTI, Twitch.tv/JSmithOTI. And if you like this, go ahead and leave me a comment, or go ahead and like the video. It helps me a heck of a lot. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow with another episode in the week of Too Spooky for You. Until then, catch you guys later.